Okay, hello everyone and welcome to At America. Boleh tepuk tangan dulu dong biar semangat. Okay, Welcome to At America. We are the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and here we have a mission to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. And hello, everyone. My name is Patricia Elizabeth. I'm one of the e-guide here, and I'll be your host for today's event, Swift at America. Create authentic ideas and designs with AR. In this event, you can discover how to transform your authentic ideas into impactful designs using AR. But before we start our events for today, we have trivia quiz for you who join us via online platforms. And the question is, which of the following is the correct abbreviation for AR? Is it A, artificial reality, B, artificial replica, C, augmented reality, or D, augmented replica? You can submit your answer to our social media platforms, and if you can guess correctly, you will get live shout out from us at the end of this event. And now to begin our event, allow me to introduce our moderator for today's. He is a iOS Developers Indonesia. Everyone, please give a big round of applause to Adityo Nugroho.
Hey everyone, thank you Patricia for the nice welcome, and for all of you, everyone, hello and welcome to Swift at America in the Pacific Place. Can you give a round of applause for everybody here? So everyone, in these sessions, we are gonna talk about augmented reality in the Swift playground, especially to give you an inspirations regarding to the Swift Student Challenge submissions. So today, to make it easy, I will deliver the material in bilingual languages, which is in English and also in Bahasa Indonesia. So I'm gonna change to Bahasa Indonesia to make it easier for you to follow our instructions in these sessions. Alright, so Swift at America ini adalah satu inisiatif yang berkolaborasi dengan berbagai macam pihak. Salah satunya adalah komunitas iOS Developers, Innovation Sellars, Digimap, dan juga at America, where the dreams comes to reality. Please give a round of applause for these people, teman-teman. Okay. So, they are the professional behind the Swift at America, committee yang bekerja dan juga terlibat di dalam kegiatan-kegiatan yang berkaitan dengan students developers di platform Swift Playground. Jadi mereka berkontribusi tidak hanya untuk mempromosikan acara kita, tapi membantu membuat modul interaktif yang kita akan deliver hari ini. Nah, acara kita juga sangat berkolaborasi dengan teman-teman di bidang education, terutama in Apple Educations. Ada berbagai pihak dari Apple Teachers dan juga Apple Professional Learning Specialist yang mendukung acara kita sampai dengan hari ini. Dan ini juga himbauan untuk teman-teman yang memiliki batch yang sama di luar sana, baik itu Apple Teachers, ADEs, APLS, you can come on board. Please contact us and maybe next time you will be one of our speakers. Bulan lalu kita sudah membuat kegiatan bersama dengan one of the latest distinguished winners for Swift Student Challenge 2024. Nadia Tiandra yang berbagi tentang bagaimana dia memanfaatkan Swift Student Challenge untuk mencapai tujuan karirnya. Dan selain itu ada Pak Ari dari Digimap, one of our IPLS, please give round of applause for Pak Ari yang juga datang hari ini. Sudah memberikan sesi introduction pertama tentang Swift di Swift Playground. Di mana kedua sesi mereka teman-teman bisa saksikan ulang di YouTube dari Swift at America. You can scan the QR code to access the video. Right. Dan hari ini kita akan hadir dengan topik yang berbeda yang tentunya ingin mendorong inspirasi para students developers supaya bisa mulai mensubmit Swift Students Project kalian untuk kompetisi Swift Student Challenge 2025. Di mana ini adalah kompetisi global dari Apple yang mengundang seluruh students untuk bisa terlibat dalam proyek-proyek inspiratif. 350 diantaranya akan mendapatkan nominasi sebagai pemenang dan 50 di antara 350 orang akan mendapatkan predikat sebagai distinguished winner yang akan mengikuti kegiatan lebih lanjut di WWDC tahun depan. Harapan kita ingin roadmap ini menjadi satu roadmap dari Indonesia untuk memperbanyak jumlah submissions dari negara kita untuk hadir di kancah global. Salah satunya Swift Student Challenge Submission. Nah, untuk itu, apa yang kita lakukan berbeda di tahun ini? Tahun ini kita menghadirkan rangkaian acara yang spesifik untuk membantu teman-teman semua mendapatkan inspirasi itu. Setiap bulan kami lakukan di Amerika, dan tentunya dengan learning platform sponsor kita, yaitu Innovation Cellars, kita membuat berbagai kegiatan interaktif yang berjalan secara asinkronus. So for the informations, you can scan the QR code to learn more about what initiatives that we can support you for your Swift Student Challenge submissions. For the main objective is bring Indonesian students to the global stage. So, to begin today's sessions, we're gonna hear the inspirations about augmented reality in Swift Playground. So please give a round of applause for our first speaker, Stephen Giovani.
Thank you. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. Anyone ready for today's live demo session today? Yes, I love the energy, right? Love the energy, little dude. Right, so today we are going to talk about augmented reality on iPad. And today is the continuation of last month's session, like as Katyo mentioned before, where it is the Road to Swift Student Challenge in 2025. And before I begin, I would like to introduce a little bit of myself. So, pleased to meet you, everyone. My name is Steven, and I am one of the Apple certified trainers here at Innovation Cellar. And I would love to say it is an honor for me to be on this stage and give out this live demo to all of you today. So, with that out of the way, let's begin with today's session. First of all, I would like to ask the audience right here, and maybe the one that who are watching from live stream, does anybody know AR or augmented reality? Hands up if you know. Hands up if you know. Don't worry. This is not a test. This is not an exam. It's okay if you don't know. All right, we got some hands up there. All right. Now, can I ask one of you guys to actually share with the audience here? What do you know about AR, or what comes to mind when you think of augmented reality? Anyone want to volunteer, maybe? Anyone? Oh, give him applause, everybody. Give him applause.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Rikwan. You can call me Ikwan. So far I know AR, it means augmented reality, when the virtual object come into reality with the device.
Okay.
I think that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Give him a round of applause. Right. Okay. You actually know more than I do, actually, maybe. Yeah. So augmented reality, or AR for short, is basically what Ikwan said before. So it is basically the technology that brings everything that is digitally come to life. But maybe some of you may wonder, what's the example here? How do we get this digital object come to life, and how is that possible? Well, I think some of these examples that I will show you might actually make you even more understand that actually AR is all around us already. Can anyone guess what this is? Maybe?
Snapchat filter.
All right. This is the infamous classic Snapchat filter, where you get the fluffy ears and you get the fluffy nose, and then you get the tongue there like that when you open up your mouth, right? Everyone has experienced using this filter before? Yeah?
Yes.
All right, yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually augmented reality. This is using technology from augmented reality, where it can detect where your face is, where your head is, where's the location of your on top of your head, your nose, and your mouth. And it can also detect when you open your mouth, then it will create this animation of the tongue coming out. And I also have another example. Anyone know what this is? Yeah.
Yes.
This is also another Snapchat filter, but in a different use case. When while the dog filter Snapchat here actually places the elements onto the face, this example, it actually cuts out the specific portion of your face, and it can actually detect where are your eyes, which one is your mouth, and then it can smartly and carefully place it on this banana here. And if you, and sadly I don't have the video right here right now, but it is actually, it will animate, it will dance, if you guys ever experienced using this filter before. And last but not least, for the people who love general knowledge, you might also encounter some of these examples of quizzes before, where it will put this like cue card on top of your head, and then you can also answer the questions like this one by tilting your head. This is actually another example of augmented reality. It can actually detect when you move your head towards the right, it will actually trigger that you're going to answer the question on the right. Same as well for the left side. When you turn your head, you tilt your head this way, you can actually detect that you're trying to answer the choice on the left. And these examples are actually AR in real life. We have encountered it in our daily lives, and we have used it many times before for our content creation needs. But AR is also more than just that. Well, imagine taking AR, that technology, and we can take it even further. We can create new worlds, we can create learning tools, we can create experiences and help other people in their productive needs. Well, because most of the audience here are from school, I think this first example might relate to you. This, guys, is an app for you to learn about the anatomy of frogs. Yes, it's quite specific. Yes, it's about frogs, but this app actually helps people who are terrified, who have a specific phobia for frogs, to actually learn about frogs without having to dissect a real one. So imagine that you can place the frog on top of the table right here. By using just your iPad, you can place the digital frog on the table, and then you can come close to the frog, and then you can actually see the different levels of the depth in the anatomy of a frog. Well, in this example, it is currently showing the nervous system of a frog. And you can actually view it in 360 degrees as you can tilt and you can rotate your iPad to suit your needs. And for the older folks out here who are maybe planning to renovate your house, sometimes you might wonder, what furniture might go along with the color palette of my living room or my bedroom, or does this furniture actually even fit into my room? Well, IKEA, the place that we used to enjoy the meatballs, actually have some app that help you with this kind of issue. While using the technology of AR, or augmented reality, we can actually scan the room that you're in, and then you can place the furniture that they sell virtually onto the furniture that you have currently in your room. So maybe if you guys see the example, of that sofa on the left, you can see that there's a pillow right there that is in white and black with triangles on them. But if you look at the iPad, there are two additional pillows, the one in the middle section and the one in the right section, both in green and black color respectively. That is the AR technology working, because this lady here who wants to maybe buy some new pillows for her living room, she decides to use IKEA Place to actually visualize what the living room might look like if she ended up buying these two pillows. And with this, she doesn't have to go to the store and then wonder again, oh, will this fit? Oh, will this fit? Oh, does this color palette match with the living room? No, you don't have to do that. You can do it directly from your iPad at your home. How cool is that? And finally, for those who love to dance, maybe anyone here loves to dance? Dance? Maybe?
I can show you.
Maybe sometime
kidding.
later. Maybe sometime
yes.
later. Okay, so Apple has an app called Clips where it actually uses AR technology in their content creating mode. I can show you here in this video. As you can see, there is this filter that the app is laying on top of the floor. And you can see this laser. Yeah, those are all augmented reality technology. And the confetti, look at that. You can place it on the floor. And watch closely, guys. It can actually detect where the floor meets the wall. So it doesn't go up to the wall, and this filter will only take space where the floor actually ends. Look at that. How cool is that? How cool is that? So for everyone who wants to try out this app, it's called Clips. It's official from Apple, and you can try it out on your iPhone and on your iPad. So everyone, that is the power of augmented reality on iPad. So iPad, or basically any Apple device, has actually been implementing augmented reality technology for some quite time now. And it has revolutionized the education sector, the gaming sector, the productivity sector, and also the content creating sector. And powering these experiences relies on these two technologies. You don't have to go deep on this, then don't worry. These are the technologies that we will use when we want to create augmented reality apps. The first one is called Reality Kit, and the second one is called AR Kit. While it might sound extremely hard and, oh, what is this? But rest assured, it is extremely easy to be implemented in your Swift applications, and you can suit it to your different needs according to your story. And if we want to, experience this for ourselves, how about we just try it, by using Swift Playground? And I think, Adityo, I would like to invite you on stage to help me with this live demo. Yeah.
I'll work again.
All right. Thank you. So, guys, this is the part where you are going to use your iPads.
Yeah.
And for this session of the live demo, I would like for you guys to open up the app called Swift Playgrounds. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through with it. And for those who are watching at home, okay, if you want to do this demo also with us right here in America, you can scan the QR code provided here, and it will direct you to the Swift Playground link from Apple. And don't worry, it's safe. It's not some fishy link, and you can download it right away, or you can save it for later, so you can download it at your free time.
So everyone here, are you ready? Please open the Swift Playground app. Okay. So the Swift Playground app with this logo.
With this logo, yeah.
Right? And then you can find the augmented reality module, right?
Yeah.
Stephen.
Yeah, if you cannot find the app, don't worry. You can, from the home screen here, you can just drag down like this, and it will bring up the search bar. And you can just type in Swift, so S-W-I-F-T, Playground. So it's Playgrounds. And it will come up on the search result right there.
There it is.
There it is. And you can just hit it, and it'll open up just like this. And pardon me for the messy Swift Playground. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we are here, because we do the testing before. So what we are going to do, Stephen?
So for this module, right now, we're going to open up the one that has the lemon, the yellow and the pink lemon, as well as the snail.
Right.
Yeah. So just going to click on it.
Yes.
And it will open up right away. Oh, no, what is this? All right, here.
Yeah.
So your app should look like this, where it will first meet the Welcome to Augmented Reality page, like that. Yes, like that. And to try out, maybe if you guys want to have some more room, maybe we can invite them forward.
Yes. Especially if you want to test the augmented reality and need more room, there is a space in front of us, so you can go in front and using this area.
Yeah, you can sit down right there. It's clean, don't worry.
Yeah, it's clean, don't worry.
It's clean, don't worry. Yeah,
we are clean it ourselves, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can sit down right down here and you can try it out. And what we're gonna basically do as for the introduction, all right? We're going to just hit the Run My Code in the bottom right corner.
Okay, run my code.
Yeah, run my code. It will basically create this view, and then don't worry about the alert here. All you're gonna do is just hit allow. It's just asking for the permission to use your camera.
Right.
So just click allow here.
Right.
And right now, here is the viewfinder for the Swift Playground. And as you can see here, I can place this lemon, and it automatically detects where the table is.
Oh.
I can place it on the floor right here as well. And it automatically and intelligently detects where the floor or the solid object ends. So maybe I want to move it to the table right here, like so, and I can place it by just tapping it, just following the instructions on screen.
Right.
So you just tap anywhere to place, okay? And yours might only place the lemon. Don't worry, because I did a little bit of testing. I did I did something ahead of you. So I'm just going to tap on it again, and tap on it again, and it will automatically play like this.
Oh, yeah. So basically, the students just need to create the space, right?
Yeah.
To find a space and then place the object into the space
Yes.
virtually.
Yes,
And
virtually.
then when we start the screen, the object will follow our instructions.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. So if you have placed everything onto your space from your camera view, you can just hit the start scene button if your guys have already seen it on the top right here.
Right.
So from my example here, I can just hit start screen like so. And look, now I can walk and the objects will stay in place.
Right.
And as you can see,
Just wondering, does anyone put anything in front of my eyes? Maybe
Yeah.
someone covering my face, yeah, with the object. Cool.
yeah, and that is basically how AR actually runs in iPad.
Ooh, so
Yeah.
we learn about AR now.
Yeah, and it's very easy. You just call some code, a little bit of code, and with this chapter progressing, we're going to actually learn how to actually place these items using Swift in code. So
Right.
don't worry, this is just introduction. It's going to get a lot more fun after this. So I'm just going to hit stop right here. And then we're going to hit the arrow, the right arrow maybe,
Okay.
from the top here, if you want to continue.
Okay.
And it will give you a brief instruction, or explanation actually, sorry, about augmented reality.
Okay, so everyone, you can follow what Mr. Steven said. So you click the right arrow
On top here,
on top right.
the top right corner, yeah,
Yeah.
below the three dotted icon on top.
And then it will begin the second sections.
Yes.
Right.
So if you guys want to read what AR is, or actually you can have you can read this a little bit, but we're going to continue our demo here. You're just gonna hit next and then next, and then for the last one, the one that has the star, you can
Yes.
actually try out, this short section. So I've already done it. This is the answer sheet here.
Okay.
But for you guys, if you want to do, you just hit the button right from the left here, and it will actually hit the check icon here. That means that you have copied this code, and I want you guys to just paste it on this editor on the left section right here. So you can just hit paste. Paste it like so. And you can also copy the other code here from the do something mysterious code right here. You can just hit copy. And then you can just paste it right in.
All right. Okay, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not as fast as the students, yeah, because of my age, but I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Yes, I'm doing well.
Yes.
Okay, so basically it's just a copy and paste things, right?
Yeah. In the Swift Playgrounds module, all you can do, all you need to do is to basically just do a lot of copy and pasting. But
Right.
with that methodology, I believe that you will actually learn what it actually means to place this block of code and what it actually does into the real world, what it actually outputs, like so.
Okay.
And Katya, have you done it?
Yes, I
All
run my
right.
code.
Oh yeah. All right, awesome, nice. Nice, nicely done. Can everyone do it? Can everyone do it? Not yet. All right. Okay. Okay. Is there anyone having some difficulties, maybe, or maybe even opening up the module here? Okay. I think we got some issues where the module is not opening here.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah, the one at the top here.
Yeah, maybe if you want to find a space, we still have a space quite big here. Maybe you can come in front and using this space area to playing with your AR. Or find someone wearing the Swiss coding club.
Coding
Yeah.
club, yeah.
Okay, you can go on
Okay.
while I'm
All right.
helping the students.
All right, okay. Maybe Adityo will come around and help. Okay, I think we're going to move on, okay? We, after we finish this chapter right here, we're going to hit the next chapter icon. So if you can see the what is augmented reality text on top of your screen, there's another right arrow here. If you've completed this chapter, you can go on and continue to the next. All right, it is loading. Okay, great. So for the next chapter, just like before, you can just copy and paste, and you can actually learn what does this block of code do, and how does it output to your camera. So first chapter, we're going to add a model. So it has step-by-step instructions, and you can just copy and paste it to the block of code corresponding to the comment that has been left in the editor. So first, let's create a model and store it as a variable. Okay, that may sound difficult, but all you got to do is just copy it, and then we just paste it here below the create a model line. So we can just paste it here. Why is it not showing? All right, the iPad is not responding. Ah, there you go. Okay, there. So we have created a model. So next, we just have to add this model to the scene using the seed.add function. Okay, that might sound difficult, but all you got to do again is just to copy and paste the code to the corresponding node that has been left before. So we got to just hit copy here for the second line of code here, the scene.add code here. And after copying it, we can just paste it to the correct place, and we can just directly play, as we can see on the instruction provided to us. So again, like before, we can just hit the run my code button here, and it's going to build, okay? And what it will do is to create this. And just like we have written before here, we have created a snail model, and we have added this snail model to our scene. So just like before, we can just hit the snail put on the table right here, and we can just start the scene. And look at that. The snail is on top of the table.
Yay.
Wow.
Be careful, snail is falling down.
And this is basically how you can code augmented reality onto your Swift apps.
Right.
It's,
All right.
it's just this 2 lines of code, and you can basically place this snail model onto your scene right here. And we have some other instructions that maybe that we can give some time to the audience to try out for themselves. And let's give them maybe 5 minutes, maybe?
Right.
Yeah.
We can give 5 minutes. So everyone, if you want to test the module, because
Yeah.
this augmented reality module is not only come with 1 or 2 sections.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sections there.
Yes.
I believe it's more than 10 to 15 sections.
Yes.
So now in 5 minutes you can playing around with the AR. I see some students
Yeah, they're very
having fun in
yeah,
back,
they're very
right?
enthusiastic. Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in 5 minutes, maybe you can playing around. If you having difficulties using the augmented reality, maybe it's because the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Sometimes the augmented reality needs to scan the object that have quite stable lights. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too dark. It's not too bright. So that's why I encourage you, if you want to find somewhere, some place that more easier for placing your object, you can come in front, because we have quite a big area here that have good lighting behind. And I have a question, Stephen.
Yes.
Some of our audience also asking about the coding module inside the Swift Playground. Basically, is the coding module is already installed there, or they need to type in on themselves?
Okay. So for the module itself, it is actually it's an installed module from Apple. So this is basically from Apple themselves, and you can directly use this module by just adding it to your Swift Playground app. So you can just easily find it.
Right. So to help translate it in bahasa to make it easier to understand.
Okay.
So jadi ketika kita sebagai user iPad, baik itu guru, siswa, atau mungkin saya melihat ada parents di sini ya, ada bapak dan ibu yang sudah memiliki anak, ingin mengajak anaknya untuk bermain teknologi dengan augmented reality, contohnya iPad sudah datang dengan modul pelatihannya secara gratis. Gitu. Jadi seperti yang ditunjukkan oleh Apple Certified Trainer kita, Pak Stephen, Bapak Ibu, guru ataupun adik-adik sekalian cukup mendownload aplikasi Swift Playground, dan di dalamnya ada banyak sekali modul-modul pelatihan yang bisa diinstal secara free. Sifatnya semuanya sama seperti apa yang kami lakukan di stage. Jadi semua learning code-nya, semua instruksinya sudah ada di dalam Swift Playground dan modul-modul yang Bapak Ibu guru sudah installkan untuk murid-muridnya, atau orang tua sudah installkan dengan anaknya. Yang kita harus lakukan sebagai technologies enabler, kita cukup memfasilitasi mereka, membimbing mereka untuk mereka bisa melakukan aktivitas seperti yang kami lakukan saat ini. You want to add something?
I think it covers everything, Kadi.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Okay. And maybe to cover about the technicalities, some students also asking about how it's difficult to place something into the field. Yeah.
The field.
I
Okay.
said it's because the lights. Do you have a specific answer to cover that?
Yeah, maybe adding on to the light issue here, because I see that from the audience place there, it's not so bright. There isn't any direct light, and I see that some of the students here actually resolved it by using their camera flash or flashlight.
Yeah.
And that helps tremendously to use the AR. Although AR is very cool and all,
Yeah.
but some of the difficulties are that it requires light, so that it will be able to scan, the surface, the surroundings, and everything, so that you can actually place the digital object accurately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that's why that some of the students here they have some difficulties in placing the
Okay.
digital objects.
Ya, tapi ketika kita melakukan aktivitas ini mungkin di tempat yang kita umum ya, seperti ruang kelas atau mungkin rumah ya, atau mungkin di ruang tamu kita, mungkin itu menjadi hal yang lebih mudah ya, Stephen ya, karena
Absolutely,
tentunya
yes.
rumah kita tidak segelap studio studio yang ada kita saat ini ya.
Yes,
Tapi
yes.
again, kegiatan ini adalah kegiatan fun yang bisa dilakukan bersama-sama antara orang tua siswa dan juga anaknya, ataupun guru dan juga muridnya. Karena yang kita pahami adalah teknologi bukan untuk menggantikan buku cetak menjadi digital, tapi ternyata teknologi ini bisa mengemphasizing penggunaan teknologi di medium belajar kita. Gitu. Jadi anak-anak kita lebih mendapatkan challenge lagi ya untuk memahami sesuatu.
And also ini kan a practical experience juga kan.
Okay, I think we also we all done with the 5 minutes.
Fun, yeah.
Just curious, does anybody want to share something about the 5 minutes experience using the augmented reality? Just raise your hand and I can deliver the microphone to you.
Anyone want to share? Anyone?
Yeah. Does anyone want to share something before Stephen going on with the presentations? Anyone? You want to share something?
We got an audience here. Yeah.
Yes, this kid is so brave. Can we give a round of applause
Yeah.
for
Let's give a
the
round of applause, everybody.
gentleman there?
Right.
Can you stand up, please? Can you stand up and
Like-
say your name?
Huh?
Stand up and say your name loudly.
Say your name. Yeah. Introduce yourself
Yay!
first. Yeah.
Very brave man.
Like sometimes when I when I sometimes when I reposition it, it doesn't work.
All right. Okay.
And
Okay.
if there is not much light, it for him it doesn't work if there's not much light.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Can give applause for the
Yeah.
gentleman there. Yeah. Again, like I said, maybe it's different and it's more difficult when you're having this kind of activity in the studio like this, because of the lights. It's so limited in certain area. But again, when you do it in your home or maybe in the classroom,
Yes.
maybe it can perform more perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. With the like on the stage here where you got direct lights for the studio lights here, yeah, I can as we have seen here that we can actually place the the digital objects on this table right here, and it is done quite reliably, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe all of the students still having fun activities
Yeah.
using it. Okay,
Yeah.
you can go on. With
All
your
right. Okay. So with the live demo done here, and usually there are a lot of people like asking whether there are some other things that we can actually do with augmented reality. Well, if you guys love to read and you like to know more about augmented reality, there is this documentation that we can see. All right. And there's this website here called developer.apple.com. This is where the material for today's session is been taken from. As you can see, there are two apps here that are being shown. The first is Xcode. The difference is Xcode is for Mac, and it is for more like software development. So when you're creating a fully fledged app, but for like learning in the classroom, in the household, you can use the aforementioned Swift Playground here. But there's one more app that I would like to share, which is from the right section here. There is this called AR Creation Tools. And there is this one thing that we can see that is called Reality Composer. So what is that? So basically, Reality Composer is an app that you can scan your physical objects, for example, like this one here. You can scan this object and you can turn it into a digital object, like the snail or the lemon that we have seen one before. And by using this app, not only that we can actually scan the app into a digital object, we can actually place it like before. So we can use our iPads, you can use our iPhones, and I've done this with my iPhone, and it has worked reliably, and it scanned a lot of things, very, very cool, and it has been tremendously useful when we want to create some apps in augmented reality. So I think that we have covered everything on this session. But before that we end the session, I would like to give a little bit of a reflection before we end, is that I want to know if there's any ideas that you can do with this technology. What can you actually build with augmented reality? Maybe we have some time for the audience to ponder on it. And maybe some of you would like to share what things that you can actually make, or maybe you have some ideas for the Swift Student Challenge, maybe, and how you can use AR to pursue your story in your Swift app for the challenge later on. Maybe anyone wants to volunteer, or maybe if you haven't figured it out, don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. We can figure it out while we have some time to submit at February, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, in February. Yes.
I'm gonna try first, Stephen.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm not a student now. I'm too old to join the competition, but I wish I can join the competitions.
Yeah.
So by using augmented reality, if I were still students, maybe I'm gonna make like some racing experience using what toys that I really falling in love, which is Hot Wheels.
I
Because I'm a Hot
see.
Wheels collector, right?
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe for my project, I'm, I want to integrate my toys, which is the Hot Wheel toys, with the augmented reality, so I can give the evac to the car when they are racing, or maybe drifting, or maybe burning out the wheel, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
think that the things that pretty cool. The objective is to tell a story about what it looks like when the car do in a race.
I see.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I,
Thank
I
you for
just
sharing,
gonna try
Adityo.
this. Yes.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, and I get that is one of the examples. Okay, you can do a lot more than just playing Hot Wheels. Maybe you can show your teddy bear, and then you can do stuff with it. You can show some things, or maybe you can actually create a background for it. And there's a lot of things that you can do with AR. And I hope that from this session on, that you can actually, try out augmented reality for yourselves. And I really do hope that we get to see some of your submissions at the Student Challenge at the submission date at February in 2025. That's all from me. Thank you very much for listening.
Alright,
Thank
boleh
you.
kasih tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk Steven. Steven, boleh silakan
Okay.
kembali. Terima kasih banyak. So Steven is one of our partners in these events, Apple Certified Trainer. So very very thoughtful ya, sangat menarik. Dan teman-teman seperti yang kita sudah sampaikan, sesi ini adalah sesi inspirasi untuk membantu kita semua mencari story dan juga menggunakan teknologi untuk bisa membantu mensubmit project Swift Student Challenge. Again, Swift Student Challenge adalah kompetisi yang sangat bergengsi di kalangan students, dan kami sangat mengencourage semua students, terutama terlebih lagi dan terkhusus lagi para ibu guru dan orang tua untuk bisa mendorong siswanya mengikuti kompetisi ini. Karena ini sebuah privilege yang bisa mengangkat value dari anak-anak ibu dan juga Indonesia di kancah dunia. So we are coming with this program, tentunya dengan At Amerika. Setiap bulan kita melakukan aktivitas seperti ini yang bertujuan untuk memberikan inspirasi. But if your kids, if the students want to learn more deep into the project project preparation, so you can join our community. We have certain activities asynchronous and mostly online. You can scan the QR code to find something and to get assistance from the team of Innovation Sellers. Right. So next, we are gonna do some extra hands-on on the Reality Composer. Tadi Stephen sudah menjelaskan sedikit introduction tentang Reality Composer, and I think it's interesting karena we have international speakers that coming today, which is Yuma. Yes, boleh kita kasih tepuk tangan untuk Yuma. Yuma akan memberikan inspirasi tentang apa project yang bisa memenangkan beliau as a 5-time Swift Student Challenge distinguished winner. Again, please give a round of applause for Yuma.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, we're going to do Reality Composer in a bit. I do kind of want to introduce myself and kind of talk about what I do. So give me a moment while I switch to this. There we go. All right, so selamat sore semua. My name is Yuma, and I'd just like to start off by saying thanks for inviting me here. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to speak to all of you today and to be able to sort of share my stories with the Swift Student Challenge and my experiences with augmented reality, or AR. To introduce myself just a bit, I'm a student from Melbourne in Australia. And in fact, I recently graduated this year, which is really exciting. And thank you. Thank you. So now that I'm free, I'm able to come in here and present, so which is, super exciting. But Jokes aside, I am a 5-time WWDC Swift Student Challenge and scholarship winner, and I'll be talking about that a bit as well and how I kind of got into AR later in this session. And if we have some time later, I'll ask you all to open up Reality Composer and we can make something fun. All right, so here we go. Okay, so I've been coding for a while. I started programming when I was 6 years old. I think some of you are around that age. Some of you are pretty young here. And I found out, well, I started off with websites when I was pretty young, but I thought, oh, that's not really enough. I wanted to make apps. And when I was 8 years old, I learned about Swift, the programming language. And I learned that you could use this programming language to make apps, and it was really fascinating to me because I wanted to do something bigger, to be able to put apps on people's phones all around the world. So once I learned about Swift, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna learn this. So I learned the programming language, and eventually, when I was 9 years old, I started making my own apps. And now I have 11 apps on the Apple App Store. All of them are available in the App Store, so if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can download them from the App Store. I do have my website up on the last slide, so don't worry about it. I'll have a QR code up later if you want to look at the stuff I've done. But yeah, as you can see on screen, some of the apps I've made have been featured as Game of the Day or have been featured on the App Store. Some of them were pretty big, and I'm honestly really glad that I've been able to get this sort of exposure from Apple and that Apple's been able to give me this kind of help. Moving on, just need to change slides. I'll do it for here. Okay, moving on to WWDC. I'm sure you all have heard about this quite a lot from the previous sessions and also from today. But aside from apps, I've also been a scholarship and Swift Student Challenge winner. I've won 5 times, and I would go to the US to attend the conference before the pandemic. And super exciting, thank you. But yeah, back in 2017, I was 10 years old when I won my first scholarship. And that gave me some really amazing experiences that year. In fact, I'm going to play a video here. Hopefully it works. There we go. So this here is the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook. He's presenting my face in front of everyone at the conference. Thank you. And yeah, this was honestly such a big moment for me. Him sort of presenting me as the youngest attendee and the youngest scholarship winner of the year. And this is kind of what kickstarted everything. This is kind of like the turning point in my life. And so I kind of owe it to the conference for kind of giving me all these opportunities. But yeah, suffice to say, the conference has been a really big part of my life, and it's a really amazing conference for you to be able to go to, for you to be able to, if you're applying for the Swift Student Challenge. Actually, as a show of hands, raise your hands if you're planning on applying for the SSC. Anyone? No one? Anyone thinking about it? All right, I guess my job is done here. Thank you, everyone. No, I'm just joking. But no, it's okay. I'll show you some of the things that I've done at WWDC, so you can kind of see what it's like being at the conference. Okay. So I have a few photos I can show you. So this first one here is me with Tim Cook. I just took a selfie, like a quick little selfie during the conference. But yeah, as a scholarship winner or a challenge winner, if you are a distinguished winner and you get to go to the US, they invite you to go there, and sometimes you get a chance to meet Tim Cook and be able to kind of talk to him. And so the first year I entered the challenge and went to the conference, I was able to kind of like meet Tim Cook, and I met him and I was able to show him my apps, and it was just a really fun experience being able to meet him, and he's such a great person. This is me with Craig Federici. I'm sure you've seen him if you've ever watched any of the WWDC keynotes. He's usually up on there. He likes to talk about software and even the latest updates. He's the senior vice president for software.
He did
at Apple.
parkour.
Huh?
He did parkour.
He did do parkour once. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on that. But like, he's really athletic, this person. But yeah, we were at a session and I just took a selfie. But yeah, as part of being at the conference, you get to meet always really fun and amazing people. These are some ADA winners, so Apple Design Award winners. So these people were featured or won an award from Apple for creating some really amazing apps and games that stood out to Apple. And perhaps if you get into making apps, perhaps make some augmented reality apps or something for Vision Pro or something along the lines of that, you can perhaps be one of these people one of these days. But yeah, there are so many things that you can do, such as playing all these fun games that Apple have set up at the conference. And this is me with a bunch of scholarship winners in 2019. And one of the things I like to mention is if you do win this, if you somehow change your mind and perhaps think about applying for a Swift Tune Challenge, if you win, you get all these fun little pins that you can see on my hat and also on that hat there, and even get a jacket for attending the conference. So you get a lot of fun little goodies, and it's such a nice experience. Me in front of a conference, and just having fun with a bunch of Apple engineers and staff there. One of the fun things is that they have a bash. So before the pandemic, they used to have these bands, these basically parties where they bring in like some pretty big bands like Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco. This one here is Weezer. But yeah, so you get to meet all these fun people and just have a fun night out. And I just made a little AR app here.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty fitting for today.
Oh, so you made it?
Yeah, it was just a fun
Wow.
little AR app here where you. Let me play this video again.
You made that?
Yeah, it was just during the conference, just
Ah,
this AR robot here from the conference and all these different symbols, and
cool.
it's kind of just a fun little thing that I did for the occasion. There you go. So, okay, more photos of the conference, and yeah, as part of the conference, you get. When I won the first time, I got quite a bit of exposure because I was the youngest, so it was just me with a bunch of press. So that was really fun to see. And yeah, here's another bash here. So that's the band that's playing. Me with a bunch of Apple staff. It's a lot of fun, this conference. I guess that's kind of like what I'm trying to say. And ever since they had the conference, or ever since the pandemic, they hosted the conference at Apple Park, the headquarters of Apple. So as part of the conference, you get to visit their headquarters and kind of go inside and go around. And it's a really nice place. And that year they gave us some tours as well, so that was really cool. All right, enough photos. Let's move on. I'm gonna play. Let me just reconnect this. 1 second. Okay. Cool. Moving on. There you go. So I just wanted to talk about how I kind of got into AR. The first time I went to the conference, there's so many things that they release at the conference, and you get to learn all of these different things from the engineers and all these different frameworks. And so part of that was augmented reality, because back in 2017, that was when Apple first released ARKit, which Mr. Stephen briefly touched upon previously. But yeah, that was kind of their first ever AR framework. And I was like, yes, this is such a cool concept. This is such a cool thing. And what I really liked about it was that you can you can put your virtual content in the real world and you can make anything you want. You can kind of build your own world in real life. And that's what really excited me about AR. It's what really got me interested in sort of inspired me to make these AR apps and games. So I did exactly just that. That very same year, I made an AR game called Let's Stack AR up here. So these are some of the apps and games I've made as part of my sort of app development journey. And they're all kind of just fun little things here. So this was the first AR game that I ever made, Let's Stack AR. And it's sort of this game where you stack these blocks up, and the blocks get thinner and thinner as you go up, just because, you know, if you don't line them up correctly, it will like slice off the blocks, and well, eventually you'll lose the game, and you get to see this giant tower that you've built.
Questions?
Yeah?
Which one is your Swift Student Challenge project?
None of them just yet.
You will show me.
I have them lined
Yeah.
up at the end of this presentation, so you
Okay,
get to see
sure.
some of them. But yeah.
I have to be very sabar ya.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Patient.
All right. So, but yeah, Let's Stack AR was the first sort of attempt at making an AR game that I did. Took me a couple of months to make, but in the end, it was all worth it. Apple featured it on the App Store, on the front page of the App Store as Game of the Day, and I found that really, really exciting. And then there's some other AR games I made since then. I made a rocket building game as well, so you get to assemble your own rockets, and I think this will be pretty useful for New Year later this month. So, you know, New Year's Eve, if you ever want, you can make your own rocket, but virtually. Anyway, I also made a game to sort of teach people how to, properly dispose of rubbish, for rubbish bins and recycling bins, and it's kind of just an educational game to kind of show people how to protect the environment. And then up there is just another little game that I made where you have to defend all these different sweets and all these different candies and cakes from these robot ants. So you have to use your phone as a magnifying glass. If you ever use your magnifying glass to kind of like heat something up or burn something, well, I just did that, but replicated it in AR. And so, yeah, AR was sort of that way for me to express my creativity and make new things that, people have, first of all, never seen before, but also that I enjoy doing, that I enjoy making, because it is just a really fun thing to do, and making apps is sort of the passion I've had for such a long time. And more recently, I joined this company called Jigspace. So basically, I joined Jigspace as an app developer for the Vision Pro app. Basically, how many of you have heard of the Apple Vision Pro?
Yes,
Raise your hands.
Definitely.
Okay, so
Raise
some of
hand.
you know. Basically,
Basically all of the students.
it's these AR goggles, essentially. You put them on your head, and you basically see this through your glasses. So it's like wearable. It's like a wearable headset, but you get to see all this virtual content.
Yeah.
And the app that I'm working on, Jigspace, basically allows you to open up these 3D models and sort of look around, and it gives you like these step-by-step guides. So, for example, if you want to assemble furniture, or if you want to learn how a jet engine works, it gives you all these things, and it's sort of designed for companies to educate others and also showcase their own products. And I found this to be a really exciting app. So, yeah. And you might have seen it in some App Store reveals when they released Vision Pro. Jigspace was featured as part of Apple, and we were also nominated as a finalist for App of the Year this year by Apple. So, super exciting. But yeah, moving on, I think it's about time we tried out Reality Composer.
Yes.
So we've got some time now. Let's just open that up, and we need to switch over to the iPad. So if you have your iPads, and are we able to turn on the lights in the room, just in case?
Okay. Can the
Just so we have more light.
facility team turn on the lights? Maybe make it brighter. Is it possible?
If not, it's all good. But yeah, I can just continue on. Just need to switch over. There we go. Okay. Does everyone have Reality Composer? I understand that people were given Reality Composer at the start of this presentation. Okay, cool. I just kind of want to give you a bit of a walkthrough and just give you a bit of a taste test of what Reality Composer is like if you want to ever make your own AR app. So first of all, when you open up the app, I believe you see this screen here. If that's not right, just raise your hands and let me know. But yeah, okay. So first of all, we need to press that plus button here up the top right. So we're going to create a new project. Right, there you go. So I should probably give you a bit of an idea as to what Reality Composer is. Basically, it's this 3D sort of. It's basically a way for you to create 3D scenes in augmented reality, and yeah, it's a really easy and hands-on way of creating AR scenes. So, first of all, Mr. Stephen has kind of inspired me to try out some face tracking. So, let's do that. All right. So we'll do that, and then if we have some time, I might try out something else. So we're just here to have fun. Okay. So once you've opened up your AR project, go over to on the right-hand side. You should be able to see a bunch of different options here, and this is sort of like all your settings. Basically, this lets you change the different parts of the objects that you have in your scene, or in this case, this sort of gives you your scene settings. So we can choose between having our AR scene on the ground or on the wall. We can also have it track an image. So if you have perhaps like a card or a poster, you can point your iPad at that image and it will track that image. But we're going to try out some face tracking. So let's tap that face button over there, and there you go. So in the 3D scene, you're able to kind of use your fingers to drag around, 2 fingers to kind of move around, and then pinch to zoom in and out, sort of the basic stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to tap on this object, and this should let us, there you go, this should let us move the objects around and also rotate it. So these 3 cones here, this lets us move it up and down or left and right. And this green one here lets us move it forwards and back. And then there's also all these different rings here, which lets us rotate it. Now, I'm going to give myself a clown nose, but feel free to do whatever you want. If you want to follow me, feel free to do that. Let me delete this object first. Delete. So I just held down on that key, and it will open that menu and let me delete. So I'm hitting that plus icon up there on the top right to add a bunch of objects. And you can see that Reality Composer gives you a lot of these different models here. Oh, oops, disconnected. Whoops, disconnected. Okay, let's reconnect that real quick. Sorry about the technical issues. Let's see. Okay,
Sure.
reconnecting now and should hopefully connect.
So while waiting, I will cover the information. Basically, some of the applications like the Reality Composer is a free-to-use app.
Yeah.
So when you're having the iPad with you, you can find it on the App Store and you can download it for your kids. So it's a free-to-use app, right?
Exactly, yeah. You can download this Reality Composer from the App Store. It's free to use, and it lets you create these scenes for your own Swift Playgrounds project, like Mr. Stephen showed you earlier, or to create your own app as well. So Reality Composer is sort of a way that people make their own AR apps and 3D scenes. It's certainly one of the ways to do that, yeah. All right, I'm not sure if the iPad is going to connect. Yeah, sure.
Okay, maybe while we're waiting, I'm gonna ask some questions with Yuma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yuma, can you sit over here with me?
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. So yeah, we are waiting for the reality composer to be ready on the screen. But I have some questions for you, especially today's topic is to inspire the students for joining the Swift Student Challenge,
Yeah.
which is the competitions that you already winning for 5 times.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so the latest one is 2021, right? The
Yes,
last one.
that's true.
Right.
2021, yeah.
So my question is, winning the Swift Student Challenge 5 times is extraordinary journey, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
I think no one have made those kind of achievement in Indonesia,
Mm.
except you. Yeah, you are the most winners. Yeah. So can you share what motivated you to consistently participate and can win for 5 times?
Yeah, I mean, the Swift Student Challenge is just a really fun way for me to sort of exercise my skills and talk about, or to be able to express myself, right? I can make my own projects, just mini little projects as well. It's not like full-on apps, but it allows me to make all these fun little apps and games where I can sort of create anything I want to talk about myself or sort of just have fun. And every year, the Swift Student Challenge keeps getting more competitive, especially since they take into account how many times you've won.
Right.
So, every year is still a challenge for me. It's always, something new, and I always get to be able to take in the knowledge I've learned from the previous year and apply it to the year, to the current year, because I get to try out all these different technologies and just have fun with them without worrying about whether this could be an app. I just have fun with my projects and make something that I can have fun with, but also that the Apple reviewers can also have fun just for like 3 or so minutes. But yeah, I would have kept applying, but the only thing that stopped me was in 2022 they added a 5-time limit.
Limits,
Oh, 4-time limit actually.
Limits,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I already won 5 times, so I can't play anymore.
You cannot join anymore.
Yeah,
right?
unfortunately. I think they might have seen I won a few too many times.
I know someone that will catch you.
Yeah.
So this guy is coming from Surabaya, if not I'm mistaken. The name is Davin. So
Yes.
Davin, if you hear, this is information you can follow Yuma track. So
Yeah.
Davin already winning 3 times.
Mhm.
So 2 times
Nice.
less than
Wow.
you. It's coming
Congrats.
from Surabaya. But again, Davin is already graduated from university. So
Yeah,
that's the
true.
limit as well, because the competition can be followed by the students. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only, yeah.
And also, there's a lot of like young students here. So like, if you're interested, you can always just apply. Like, there's no harm in applying.
Yeah.
It's just a fun way for you to get to know Swift and get to know
Yeah.
app development, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no, if you don't get into, like, if you don't win, then you can always try again the next year because they run it every single year.
Yeah.
But if you do get in and you're a distinguished winner, then you get to be able to go to the US. And I think that's a pretty, you get to go to America. That's a pretty,
It's a recognition.
that recognition is a really fun experience and a sort of a lifelong memory that you hold on
Yes.
to. Yeah.
Yes. So it's a fun way to learn and also the recognition for yourself.
Yeah.
Again, so Yuma,
All right.
it's on. Yeah,
Let's
you can
head back to
continue. Yeah.
this. Okay. Cool. There's what I was saying before was in Reality Composer, because it lets you make your own like AR app and experience, they already supply you with all these different models here. So there's a lot for you to explore, and I think some of you might have already looked through this. But I'm gonna stick with the sphere, just for a fun little exercise. And I need to delete this sign that's in the inside the space. So I just hold down this and I just press the delete button. All right, so I've tapped on the sphere and I want to kind of change the look of the sphere. If I want a clown nose, I want it to be red. So this here, this material color, I'm going to tap on the white color here. And I'm going to change it to red. I'll do like a bright red. And also, there's a lot of materials that you can scroll through. There's like car paint, aluminium. There's like a lot of things that you can. There's a lot of options for you.
Yeah.
There's some other things like physics where you can make it like fall down to the ground and be affected by gravity. But I'm going to ignore that, and I'm just going to drag across. And if you want to,
Whoops.
whoops. All right, let's fix this up then, and we can get back to a bit of Q&A.
Okay. So
Yeah.
sometimes when we having this kind of issue, what we say, Yuma?
Huh?
Sometimes when we having this technical issue, what we said in WWDC?
Oh, I don't know.
Woohoo!
True, yeah.
So guys, can you follow me? Everybody? Woohoo!
Woohoo.
Woo!
Woohoo.
So this is some of the cultures in
Mhm.
the Apple conferences,
Oh,
especially in
absolutely.
WWDC, right? Absolutely. When having technical difficulties, sometimes we just call it woohoo! Yeah, we call it a day,
Yeah.
right?
Like, it's, oh, whenever because like at WWDC, there's always going to be like, at least during the live events back before the pandemic, they've since had like, they now do pre-recorded events, but back then there would
Right.
always be like some mishaps every now and then. But, it's always fun because it's just
Yeah.
a nice way to sort of connect with the crowd and,
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, if the students still having augmented reality with you, the reality composer with you, I think you can continue, yeah?
Yeah.
Yuma?
Yeah. Feel free
yeah.
to continue and just play
Yeah,
around.
you don't have to
Yeah.
be wait for our introductions
Yeah.
because let's say you have a time to explore yourself
Yeah.
about the reality composer, and if you guys have questions to what the best practice of reality composer, maybe you can just raise your hand and our team will deliver the microphone to you.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe I'm gonna while waiting for
Yeah.
them because I see some of the students is having fun with the
Yeah.
composer. I'm gonna continue our Q&A.
Sure.
Yeah, if you don't mind. So, following up with the questions before that, I said about the consistency to join the competitions for 5 times and winning it as a distinguished winner for the 5 times, right? It's pretty amazing. And what I know, Swift Student Challenge is also known as the one and only competitions from Apple, especially for students that celebrate innovation and also creativity.
Yeah.
So this competition is really pursuing those kind of skill sets, which is
Yeah.
innovation and creativity, especially for students. So as the 5-time distinguished winner again, what advice would you give to aspiring participants who wants to stand out and create impactful apps?
Yeah.
Let's say the fun apps that you have made before.
Actually, I'm going to mention this in the presentation, so perhaps if we want to switch back to a laptop, I can talk about that like right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I can just kind of talk about some advice for you all, especially, yeah.
Cool. Maybe we can continue Yuma presentation first.
Yeah.
And back to Reality Composer if
Sounds
the team
good.
ready. Okay.
Yeah.
So sounds good. So
I think it might be a better way to kind of show off,
Yep.
visually some tips. All right. Back to my presentation. Okay. So, seeing as I've applied like 5 times already, I've garnered a lot of, I've gained a lot of experience and a lot of lessons throughout the years. And there's quite a bit of advice I can give you, for people online and also for those of you who could be considering entering the Swift Student Challenge. So, first of all, I kind of want to show off some of the projects that I've made as a way of demonstrating what I've made and the things that I've done and some things that you can perhaps learn from. So, let's switch back. And I'm going to show you 3 different videos that I have. Oh, there you go, it's already open. Okay, so this is the first ever project I made. You can tell because I look really small here. So I was 10 years old, so here we go. But yeah, the first time I applied, I wasn't really too sure as to what to do, seeing as it was my first time. I was kind of unsure. But I used SpriteKit and I used a bunch of these different frameworks, but namely SpriteKit, which is Apple's 2D sort of game framework, which lets you create these 2D scenes and experiences and projects. So let me show you what I made, because I think it's pretty fun. So back then, I didn't really have that much artistic talent, so I kind of just hand drew these doodles on a bunch of paper and I just took photos of them. And what I did was I made a sort of life story. I I demonstrated my life and kind of where I grew up in Melbourne, as well as the school I went to, which you can see there. But basically, I kind of showed off all these different elements of my life and how I got into programming. And one of the big things that I learned from this was to be yourself, because being able to create an experience like this is fairly unique, and not many people do this all the time. So if you want to showcase who you are, or any stories or any fun stories that you have, feel free to do that, because being able to express yourself in a unique and creative way is something that all the reviewers like. And this doesn't apply to just the SwiftTune Challenge, by the way. Whenever you're making your own app, make sure to give it your own spin, because you want to make it unique and make it yourself. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is my 2021.
It's closer to you now.
Yeah, this was during lockdown, so you can see that I have a lot of hair because I hadn't gotten a haircut in a while, just because we had to stay inside, stay indoors. Anyway, this is pretty interesting because ever since they released AR or ARKit and augmented reality, I really wanted to make an AR experience. So this wasn't my first time making one. I think like the third AR experience. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to kind of see the process behind it, I made all the 3D models in this experience. I'll show you what the project looks like first of all. Basically, it's this game where you have to catch all these bugs, which are coming out of Apple Park. The story is that, there's this, in this alternate universe, with ducks, their Apple counterpart is having a lot of issues, and all their software has bugs. So you have to catch the bugs by catching physical bugs. So it was a fun game that I sort of just developed, and you start off by moving your iPad around and catching all these bugs. And then later on, you end up at this boss fight here, where you have to like sort of throw bombs at the at this final boss fight bug. So this is like this giant bug is throwing his missiles at you, and it's like trying to get you to stay away from Apple Park so it can spread all its bugs and software bugs into the Apple software. So you have to sort of throw these bombs at the bug to kind of attack it and defend Apple Park, or in this case, I think it was called Quackle Park, something along the lines of that, something duck related. But yeah, once you do that, you win the game, and that's it. But yeah, I thought it would be pretty interesting to show you the process behind this. These 3D models I made on an app called Blender, which is a free 3D modeling app. It's a bit complex, but this is sort of how I made these 3D models. But in this case, for those of you still using Reality Composer, they provide you all these 3D models so you can use them yourself. But yeah, that.
That's amazing.
And then all the music was made in GarageBand. So I used all these free software to kind of make this and make it my own. Oh, there's music.
Oh, this is the
fun.
music.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, no, I used different music for this. I don't know where this music's coming from, but it's nice anyway. I like it. So anyway, that's that done. Basically, I just wanted to kind of say that these projects, you can have fun with them, because if you're having fun while making a project, it will really show. The people seeing this will be able to tell that you've had fun while making the game, and that you've had a lot of fun experiences. But yeah, it's sort of this fun little game that I made, and I kept doing this each year, just like different experiences. And I'm just trying to like hammer home the point that if you make something unique and creative, it doesn't really matter too much about what it is, but as long as you're making something that takes things at a different angle, perhaps being slightly lighthearted, like this fun AR game, it will really stand out. It's something that people will want to have fun and play. Okay, this is the last one I want to show you. And This is just another fun little game that I have. So, basically, you start off with opening a laptop, and um, you kind of just go through this photo gallery. I kind of ripped off Apple's Photos app by calling it Duck Photos.
Dark photos.
So, again, it's just another fun little game. It's a bit of a throwback to my 2017 project. But then this bug comes up and it just like breaks the laptop and
Questions.
destroys the game.
Do you scan the juice bottle over there with the Reality Composer?
Oh, no, these are all custom made with Blender.
custom
So
made,
yeah, I custom made all of these and just had to like texture
But
all
actually,
these things.
you can scan it, right?
Yeah,
use Reality Composer, right?
Yeah, although I think it's you do it through a website because I know there's a website.
Right.
I know on Apple's website you can download a separate app which lets you scan it.
You scan it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Reality. I haven't checked if Reality Composer has it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But yeah, this game here, while I was playing, basically you get to draw all these different shapes to repair my old WWDC project, and it kind of comes to life back in 3D. So I sort of just renewed my old project and made it a bit more fun and a bit more interactive. So I actually had to create my own artificial intelligence model by training it on all these different like drawings of shapes, and that's how I was able to recognize the shapes here. And this project's really emphasized, using the different technologies that Apple has, because as part of being in the Swift Student Challenge and applying,
Right.
it's kind of nice to showcase your talents and also all the different abilities that you have with making frameworks. So, you can try to use like all these different frameworks like augmented reality or machine learning, but also make it like unique and fun. And perhaps if you're trying to tackle a problem, you can tackle it in a unique way, or educate others in using a fun game like this. So there's a lot of ways to approach the Swift June Challenge, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to just tell my own little stories with bugs and stuff using AR. And yeah, again, this is what I like about AR. You can create all these things and just place them on the floor and have fun as though it's in real life. You can walk around and just explore. But yeah, at the end of this, there's a bug, and you have to like draw these shapes quickly to deflect the hammer before it hits the Apple car, and then eventually the bug gets
Cool.
defeated and it goes up, and yeah, that's the end of that. But yeah,
Cool.
there you go.
Hey.
Those
cool.
are all the Thank you, thank you. Those are all the Swift Tune Challenge projects I've made, but that I want to show you. I have a few more that you can find out or see on my YouTube channel, which is, again, Anyone Can Code.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I'll just like skip over to this one here, and then we can get back to the Q&A. It's just a nice little ending slide. But yeah, that's kind of everything I want to show in that presentation. Look, for those of you applying, good luck with your applications, and I wish you all the best. And yeah, thank you very much, and on to the Q&A.
Hey, give applause for Yuma. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yuma. Yeah, that was amazing project, and the finishing is so good. Yeah, I think the students, you still have time to do it. Maybe you can do more than what Yuma have done, because you still have time. Now it's December. The submission is on February.
Yes.
Yes, on the website they say there will be 3 weeks of the submissions periods, starting from the beginning of the February until the last. So we still have 2 months to do that, right?
Yeah.
And what I heard the most when you were speaking is you always say about story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The story behind it. This is tell the story like that. What I'm trying to ask is, do the specific story is required to winning the Swift Challenge? What do you think about it?
Well, in terms of stories, it's not required, right? I kind of like being able to tell stories because it's stories are what people enjoy listening to. It's what resonates
Right.
with people. Like we naturally enjoy reading and watching or listening to stories.
Right.
So that's kind of my way of expressing myself. But by all means, it doesn't necessarily have to be a story. I've seen a lot of like cool little projects where they demonstrate like perhaps new ways of programming, like AR experiences, or um, of showing or explaining different issues in the world.
Right.
I think a lot of SwiftTune Challenge projects sort of try to tackle different global issues.
Okay.
Some of them are really, really creative. They come up with these really innovative or creative solutions and sort of demonstrate them in using that project, using the code that they have in Swift Playground. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of ways of doing it, and it's really open-ended. So there's no specific way of doing it. Just do whatever you enjoy.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
whatever you enjoy, and story is the easier way to make people understand what you are doing,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
That was exactly what you were trying to say. Okay.
Yes.
And maybe for anyone, students, parents, or teachers, if you want to ask, please again raise your hand. We can give you a microphone to ask. Yeah. Again, if anyone want to ask, just raise your hand, and our team will deliver the mic. Okay. Sure. Could you please stand up and say your name loudly? Yeah.
Okay, first, thanks for the opportunity to ask with you, Yuma. My name is Muhammad Rikwan.
Ridwan.
You can call me Ikwan.
Ikhwan.
First of all, I'm so amazed with what you've done.
Thank you.
And I'm curious about, do you have considered to apply in a similar object? For example, from now you've done made an apps in augmented reality.
Hmm.
What do you think about the metaverse? It's still very long for a long time in the future, or it seems closer?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
Your first question was could you repeat your first question?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So sorry with my grammar.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
No worries.
Yeah.
you've done with the augmented reality apps,
Yeah.
right? Do you consider to make it an apps for mixed reality, for example?
Oh, yes.
Mixed reality
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
augmented reality and virtual reality, just like Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
As we know before, in the few years ago, everyone talking about the metaverse, but when AI come into life, it seems like metaverse pause, and I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think about the metaverse in the future?
Oh, that's such a good question. So, okay, first of all, in terms of whether I'm interested in mixed reality, absolutely. It's something that I've been sort of looking forward to for like ages, like years. Ever since Apple released ARKit, I've always thought that AR glasses, goggles were sort of something that could exist in the future or will exist, in fact. And Apple released their Apple Vision Pro, and Google recently announced their XR headset. So there's a lot of interest in that right now, and it's definitely something that a lot of companies are trying to aim for right now. And so whether I want to create a mixed reality game or app, absolutely. In fact, I'm already working on one with JigSpace. That there is is already sort of what a mixed reality app looks like nowadays. So, in terms of on the metaverse, I think it's something that can definitely happen in the future. Whether it will happen or not, I'm not sure because I don't do fortune telling, so I can't really predict the future. But I think it's definitely possible. At least the way I've thought about it is, having some sort of like website, like how we have the internet right now, but we can do that with AR and XR, so you can access an address or a website, but except it's sort of it uses instead of a 2D screen, you have a 3D space. What the metaverse will look like, I'm not too sure. That's kind of just my thoughts on it. But I think it's definitely something that people are trying to aim for right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe adding to what you must said, again, maybe I'm not the best person to answer this, but what I see, yeah, technology is always changed, right? It's never stopped.
Yeah.
So what we require to do as a human is always improve our knowledge, right? Where the mixed reality is on the future, so we have to train our brain to catch the knowledge, right? And then we can live along with the future technologies. Again, yeah, it's a fortune telling.
Yeah.
We cannot, we don't know what happened in the future,
Yeah.
but what we know today, we have to expand our knowledge to live with the future technology.
Yeah.
That's why me and all the people here standing here in Swift at America to bring the knowledge to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, just to like add on that slightly, augmented reality is like it's kind of says it in the name. Augmented means that you're improving your current reality. So
Right.
the current vision is that we use AR goggles and stuff to enhance our lives, to be able to show directions, you know, in the car or when we're walking around. And you know, there's so many different possibilities with mixed reality, but augmented reality and spatial computing, like, yeah, people are currently trying to make tools to help people, and I think that's where we're headed at right now.
Okay.
Being able to enhance people's lives.
Yuma, I just curious to know. You say that you're born in Singapore and living in Melbourne, Australia, right? So most of us here is students and also
Yeah.
parents, maybe, yeah? And some of us is a teacher as well.
Yeah.
Related to the augmented reality, mixed reality, what happened in Melbourne in terms of the educations? Do the education in Melbourne is already using those kind of technology to tell students about things?
Oh, that's a great question. There's a lot of interest in using technologies
Right.
for education in Melbourne. In terms of AR, we don't really see that too much. I think the most that we've seen is, you know, using like sort of, you know, online tools and online websites to teach students. At least from my experience as being a student, I know that that's changing, and I know that there's been a lot of companies trying to make like AR, or sorry, like VR and AR,
Right.
like sort of like science or
Okay.
education tools, right?
Like education module, right?
Yeah, something like that. And yeah, so like it's sort of getting there. Like it's kind of steady. But I would definitely like to see a lot more like use of technology. But obviously, people are still experimenting, and it's still sort of in that early phases, especially
Right.
with like spatial computing, like a Vision Pro.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I think people are just trying to experiment and seeing what works.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody around the globe is definitely trying to experiment. about
Absolutely,
it,
yeah.
that one. Okay, nice information from people outside the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we still need to catch up the knowledge. Okay, back to the topic that
Yeah.
we are discussing now about the empowering students to be brave on the Swift Student Challenge, right? That's what the objective of our topic and discussion today. So my last questions, because we have a limited time
Yeah.
left. So reflecting on your journey, winning the Swift Student Challenge, right?
Yes.
So based on your perspective, what lessons do you believe most valuable for students by following your steps in the Swift Student Challenge?
Oh, advice. Okay. So I guess beyond the whole thing with Swift Tune Challenge, it's important that you have fun throughout the entire journey and entire process. I've said that quite a bit throughout my presentation, but it's all everything is a learning experience. You never stop learning, and so especially with the student challenge, it's your way of being able to get out there and try something new. For me, I experiment with different. I get to experiment with different technologies and things, and just sort of trying to combine them in a way that I wouldn't normally use them. So it's just your way to kind of, yeah, experiment, have fun, and especially at a conference, it's a great way to meet other people from around the world, to learn from their stories and journeys, and learn from the Apple engineers who make all these technologies.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Okay. So to sum it up, give us
Yeah.
one sentence to wrap up all these days.
Oh, do what you enjoy most.
Sorry,
Yeah.
once again.
Do what you enjoy most.
Do it, enjoy it more.
Well, do what you.
Do what you enjoy the most.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do what you enjoy the most.
Yeah.
Give applause for Yuma.
Thank you.
Okay, Yuma.
Thank you so
you
much.
very much. You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
go to your seat. Okay. So everyone, Yuma is already giving us perspective about what we can do in Swift Student Challenge, especially using the Apple technology called augmented reality and reality composer. Thank you very much. Can back to my slides. Oke, dan hari ini kita sudah banyak mendapatkan informasi baik dari Apple Certified Teachers, Pak Stevens, dan juga 5-time Distinguished Winners, Yuma Soerianto. Dan tentunya bekal ini kita akan gunakan untuk bagaimana kita bisa mensubmit project kita di kompetisi Apple Swift Student Challenge for Students. So this is some of the resources that may be beneficial for you. If you want to learn more about Swift Student Challenge, to see the brief explanations from Apple, and also to see what is the requirements to join, please scan the Swift Student Challenge website. And if you need the community to help you with your project, you can go to the Innovation Cellars, our learning partner program that will assist you with the asynchronous activities. And if you need to be present in the communities that having more people that can help you, you can join our community, iOS Developer Indonesia, to stay updated with the latest information regarding to the Apple technology and also the competition and news. Right. So I believe this session is giving you more inspirations to do your project. So as you must say, do what you love and do what you love the most, right? Okay, so giving back to Patricia to close our session today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ka Adityo Nugroho, as the moderator for today's session. And of course, thank you so much to our speakers for today, Ka Stephen Giovani Saputra and Yuma Soerianto. Can we give a big round of applause once again? And good luck, everyone. And earlier at this event, we have trivia quiz for you. And the question was, which of the following is the correct abbreviation for AR? And the correct answer is C, augmented reality. So congratulations to @asi0203 from Instagram, who is the fastest one who can guess correctly. The last, to get to know more about @America, you can follow our social media. We have on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, @America. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. My name is Patricia Elizabeth, and see you at the next @America events. Bye, everyone.